A Picture Book of Frederick Douglass by David A. Adler. Frederick Douglass was born a slave on a tobacco, corn, and wheat farm in Talbot County, Maryland. He was born in February 1818. His mother named him Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey. Frederick's mother was an African-American slave named Harriet Bailey. He never knew who his father was, but he did know that he was a white man. Some people said he was Captain Aaron Anthony, Frederick's first owner. Soon after Frederick was born, he was taken to live with his grandmother, Betsy Bailey. He only saw his mother 4 or 5 times after that. She had to walk 12 miles at night to see her son and walk 12 miles back to be at work by sunrise. If she was late, she would be whipped. He wrote later, "She would lie down with me and get me to sleep, but long before I waked, she was gone." She died when Frederick was about 7 years old. When Frederick was 6, he was taken to his master's house and put to work. He wrote later about how he lived as a slave. "In the hottest summer and the coldest winters, I was kept almost naked. No shoes, no stockings, no jacket, no trousers, nothing but a coarse tow linen shirt reaching only to my knees. He was fed boiled corn meal called mush." Frederick was wakened often by the cries of a slave being beaten. The first time that happened, it was his own Aunt Hester who was tied to a hook and whipped. Young Frederick was so frightened that he ran into a closet and hid. When Frederick was 8 years old, he was taken to Baltimore to live as a slave of Sophia and Hugh Auld, relatives of his master's daughter. He ran errands for the Aulds and took care of their infant son, Thomas. Young Frederick Bailey was Sophia Auld's first slave. She was a good-hearted woman and taught Frederick the alphabet. She began to teach him to read until her husband told her it was against the law. Hugh Auld said a slave should know nothing but to obey his master. Sophia Auld stopped teaching Frederick, but he didn't stop learning. He took a book with him when he went out on errands. Poor white boys he met in the street helped him learn to read. When Frederick was when Frederick was about 12, he told the boys, "I am a slave for life." And he asked them, "Have I not as good of a right to be free as you have?" Frederick read the Bible and went to a church Sabbath school for black children. When he was 14, he taught at the school. In 1833, Frederick was sent to work for Thomas Auld, Hugh's brother. The next year, he was sent to work for Edward Covey, a poor farmer known to break the spirit of young slaves. Frederick worked hard. Even so, Covey beat him about once a week. Then, one summer morning, Frederick fought back. Covey never beat him again. The fight was the turning point in Frederick's life as a slave. "I was nothing before," he said later. "I was a man now." On January 1st, 1835, Frederick was sent to work for William Freeland. On Sundays, the slaves had no work, and Frederick opened a secret Sabbath school and taught slaves to read.